You ever wonder how you just know that a diamond isn't glass, or that a chunk of gold is the real deal and not just some painted metal? Well, it all comes down to a set of clues that are hidden right in plain sight. And today, we're going to decode those clues. We're talking about the physical properties that define literally everything around us, all without changing a single thing about what they're made of. All right, just a quick heads up, this explainer is part 9 of our 20-part series on Intro to Chemistry. We're building on some foundational ideas here, so let's get right into it. So let's kick things off with a question that almost seems, well, too simple, right? How do you tell the difference between, say, a block of wood and a glass of water, just by looking at them? Or a metal fork from a plastic one? I mean, our brains do this instantly, but what are they actually picking up on? What are those fundamental signals our senses are processing? Look at these things. Every single one of them is sending out signals. The texture of the wood grain tells you its story. The water's clarity, its complete lack of a fixed shape, that totally gives away that it's a liquid. And that shine on the spoon, it's hinting at its hardness and that it's a metal. These aren't just objects, they are collections of clues, these unique signatures that we are constantly decoding all day, every day. Well, it turns out science has a name for all these clues. They're called physical properties. And the whole idea behind them is that you're observing something without actually changing it, without breaking it down or setting it on fire just to see what happens. So here it is, the official definition. A physical property is any characteristic you can observe or measure without changing the substance's chemical identity. And that last part, that is the absolute golden rule. You're basically a detective here, not a demolition expert. You observe, you measure, but you don't actually trigger a chemical reaction. Just think about an ice cube melting. You can take out a thermometer and measure the exact temperature it turns from a solid to a liquid. That measurement, that's a physical property. And why? Because you haven't destroyed the water. It was H2O when it was solid ice, and it's still H2O as liquid water. Its chemical identity is totally locked in, even though its form changed. So what's in our detective's toolkit? What are these telltale signs? Let's run through some of the most important physical properties that scientists use to identify and really understand the world, starting with maybe the most obvious one. First up is color. Now, I know it seems super simple, but from a science perspective, it's actually about which wavelengths of light a substance bounces off itself and into our eyes. That classic yellow shine of gold? That's a super powerful physical property. It's a huge first clue, but as we're going to see, it's really just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Okay, next we've got density, and this is all about how tightly packed the matter is inside something. The easiest way to think about it is how heavy something is for its size. A tiny little lead fishing weight is way, way denser than a giant styrofoam cooler because its atoms are just packed in so much tighter. We're measuring how much stuff is crammed into a specific amount of space. Now for what is basically a chemical fingerprint, the melting point. And this isn't just a suggestion, it is a hard and fast rule. At normal pressure, pure water will always start melting at exactly 0 degrees Celsius. Lead, on the other hand, it waits until it's a blistering 327.5 degrees. That precise unchanging number is a dead giveaway for what a substance really is. And on the other end of the thermometer, you've got the boiling point. This is another one of those unique identifiers. It's the exact temperature a liquid has to hit to turn into a gas. For water, we all know that's 100 degrees Celsius. But for something like rubbing alcohol, it's a lot lower. Every pure substance has its own specific escape temperature. And let's wrap up our little catalog with hardness. This is pretty straightforward. It's just how well a material resists getting scratched or dented. A diamond is famously hard, right? It can scratch steel no problem. A piece of wood, not so much. This resistance to being damaged is another one of those crucial clues to a material's true identity. Okay, so we've built up this great toolkit of properties. We have color, density, melting point, but here's the big question. Why does any of this actually matter outside of a chemistry class? What's the real-world power in just observing things? Well, it's because these properties are what let us understand and literally shape the world around us. Think about it. For a scientist, measuring the density and melting point of some mystery rock could reveal what it is. For an engineer, knowing the hardness and melting point of steel is the only way they can know if it's strong enough to build a skyscraper. We use these properties to identify, to predict, and ultimately to build and create. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. As you go about the rest of your day, just kind of pay attention. Of all the properties we talked about, color, density, hardness, all of them. Which one do you think you subconsciously use the most to figure out and navigate the world around you? The answer might actually surprise you. Thanks for tuning in.